would slag any professional that's been involved with this project. That would be totally inappropriate and totally asinine on our part. So.
Certainly second that. Any other comments or questions? Item 6 this evening is devoted to the preparation for December 10th public presentation. And we more or less agreed, I believe, last time that we would have a PowerPoint presentation by each team. And this would be followed by an intermission and perhaps then written question answering period. Is that your understanding as well? Okay. With that, we have 5 teams to present. Not to keep the meeting overly long, I think we should limit ourselves to about 10 minutes per presentation. And allow us enough time to continue on questions from the public.
Yes, point of order. Should we make a motion on this evening following the correspondence?
Oh, I'm sorry. We shall, yes. Okay. Moved by Dave to receive and file the correspondence, and seconded by Elizabeth. All in favor? Okay, let's go on to Team 1. I have basically, this is not the exact text I'll be using to look at the need for improved sewage treatment. However, it will give you a flavor of what will come with the PowerPoint presentation. What I did is extract essential points from the report that was filed with you earlier and try to make sense of it and put it in a cohesive and flowing manner. So if you allow me, then I can just read the text unless you care to do this any other way. In 2004, Council was concerned that the sewage lagoon serving Grand Bend would run out of capacity with the addition of flows from the Pinery and pending new developments such as South Bend Estates. Council commissioned Dillon Consulting to review capacity and expandability. The study resulted in a Grand Bend area sewage servicing master plan that was endorsed by Council in 2006. The plan included the shoreline areas from the Pinery to St. Joseph and along Highway 81 to Dashwood, which would be serviced by sewers connecting to a new mechanical treatment plant. The shoreline region in Blue Water was identified as Zone 1. In South Huron, it became Zone 2, and Lambton Shores area was divided into 2 zones. The northern one called Zone 3 and the southern portion Zone 4. The justification for a new sanitary treatment facility was twofold. The current lagoon was 25 years old and would require rejuvenation. The second point, with commitments to accept flows from the Pinery and other new developments, the lagoon was reaching full capacity. Justification for a new sewage collection system was based upon the following arguments. Many septic systems in Zone 3 were approaching their life expectancy that would need to be replaced. Lot sizes in these areas could not accommodate new systems. The shallow aquifer along the shoreline was susceptible to contamination from septic systems. And this is a statement that came from a survey study conducted by Dillon and Golder Associates in 2005. In order to proceed with infrastructure that affects the taxpayer directly, the municipality must conduct an environmental assessment. The Zone 4 collection system was linked to the force main installation for the Pinery. The project went through the necessary EA steps and was approved, with many residents in Zone 4 not being aware that the sewer collection system was part of that EA. Early this year, council passed a motion to remove the requirement of a low-pressure collection system from Zone 4, from the Zone 4 EA, but action has been put on hold until this committee then presents its report to council. In Zone 3, the Public Information Center was held in 2008 when residents were informed that the preferred option for a sewer collection system was to use low-pressure piping with an outside grinder pump at each household. Most residents in attendance were opposed to the proposal based upon the operation and maintenance of the grinder pumps. In addition, there was a call for proof that there was a justifiable need for a sewer system. Over the next year, Golder Associates was contracted to install monitor wells in Zone 3 and on a monthly basis test the groundwater for contaminants. In October of 2009, the results were presented at a second Public Information Center by Golder representatives. There was no mention of the most common septic system pollutants such as E. coli, phosphate, or ammonia. As it turns out, no E. coli was detected in any of the monitor wells. The levels of both phosphate and ammonia nitrogen were well below the acceptable values. However, nitrates were detected at levels above the control well in the pinery that generated concern. By Canadian and Ontario drinking water regulations, the level of nitrate must not exceed 10 parts per million. Most wells had concentrations of nitrate in about 2 to 3 parts per million. The highest nitrate concentration found was 5.8 in a well in Southcott, in the older region of Southcott. This is where there is a difference in opinion that has occurred in the interpretation. In a technical memorandum from Mr. Philip Adele of Golder Associates, it is stated, there is a very clear evidence that the groundwater is being adversely impacted by septic systems. However, he did not expand upon what exactly adverse impact meant. So Mr. Byrne, the CAO of Lambton Shore, sought to get clarification on this issue of adverse impact of the observed nitrate levels by requesting opinions from 3 university professors. Dr. Brian Branforan from the University of Western Ontario wrote, the data demonstrates the clear impact of septic system contamination of shallow groundwater in Zone 3. Dr. Will Robertson from the University of Waterloo stated, mean nitrate levels from wells 1 to 12 range from 1.3 to 3.8 milligrams per liter. These levels are typical for shallow groundwater and similar sandy terrain throughout southern Ontario. Both Kitchener-Waterloo and Woodstock use potable water with nitrates in the same range as in the Grand Bay Aquifer. Dr. Claire Robinson of the University of Western Ontario added, it is not possible to evaluate the effect of a high groundwater nitrate or phosphorus on nearshore lake water quality or the implications for aquatic ecosystem health. Thus, the issue is at a stalemate. The groundwater testing did indicate some hot spots that should be addressed, but this does, as a whole area, should not be treated as a source of pollution, and there are more effective alternatives than sewage. The committee also consulted 3 other documents. The first is the provincial policy statement on municipal services. The policy statement is very flexible in its directive, allowing municipalities to choose the most effective solution for their own circumstances. Since zones 3 and 4 are still considered a rural area by having RR postal designation, it gives the municipality more options in selecting sewage services. From the Ministry of the Environment to examine the Solid Day Fuel Source Protection Area Assessment Report,